take a few minutes, and I'd like, you know, each table, one person from each table to kind of share what your idea is. I'm really excited to hear the ideas because I find that math teachers tend to be very good at this. So I'm excited to see what everyone has to say. So if someone from the table could let us know what objective you are thinking of and in what context you would like to teach that objective.
Well, no, you go ahead. We modified it so much. Just as a person comes to, we were concentrating on their salary and how it changed. Because that's, you know, that's real world. That they start work with a base pay of $10 an hour, and in 3 months they're evaluated, and if they receive a satisfactory evaluation, they go up 25%, and so on. And then we had the idea of making people understand the difference between gross and net.
Okay.
That we give them the percentage that the local tax and the federal taxes and then the Social Security, so that they're not all thrilled when they realize they're making $400 a week or they're not making $400.
Right. Right.
That was the idea.
So were you thinking, because when I talked to you guys earlier, you were talking about charts, so would that information would come in a chart. So did everybody hear that? Or most of that? So I think, I like that example because we know that adults like money, that's no secret. So if you can teach math in the context of money, sometimes people will listen. So they were talking about teaching chart reading by looking at someone's salary and how that person's salary changed over time. And then also a paycheck and looking at someone's like gross versus net pay. So that's a really good example. You guys want to go next?
Another question? I'm sorry.
So just the concept or the skill that you're trying to teach, and then what
the skill was identifying correct information on a table.
Okay.
And the question?
Mm-hmm.
It's Valentine's Day, and you're taking your boo to Chipotle. She wants a beef burrito, which is listed as the third item on the meals menu. Identify the cost of her burrito.
Nice. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, menus are so good for chart reading, and people love that. Yeah, everybody loves Chipotle. How about the table at the back? Which table? That on my right.
Okay. We looked at the computation scale, measurement and conversion, and the objective was students would be able to demonstrate the ability to convert from inches to feet. So we kind of like tweaked the question, and on the table 1, we had year 1, 12 inches, year 3, 24 inches, and year 5, 30 inches. Mm-hmm. And the question would be, what would be the total diameter of the tree in feet in year 5?
Okay.
So they have an idea of, okay, the table gives it to us in inches, but we have to convert it in feet and put our answer right. And also, you have not introduced fractions to them, but you're talking about 30 inches. And the knowledge with money is 10 cents, make 1 base, 10 and 10. But when it comes to feet and inches, you're talking about 12.
Right.
So you want to figure out if they will say it's actually half an inch or more than half an inch. And, okay.
Right, yeah, that's awesome. And you might have people in the class who have worked in jobs where they have to do a lot of measurements, so I'm sure in a lesson like that you have people using rulers and stuff like that. That's a really good example. Thank you. And last but not least,
the skill that we focused on was performing computation with information from a chart. The scenario that we used was Kimberly went to the store to buy laundry detergent with different brands, each had 4 sizes with different costs. She wondered what the difference between the 8-ounce and the 80-ounce bottle were for each brand. So we had a different brand. So say, what's some brands? Tide and Gain, right. So we had the ounce and the cost for each brand, and they had to compare depending on the ounces of each.
Awesome. So like a unit price.
Right.
Yeah, that's such a good one. I find that for a lot of students that can be like an aha moment. I've done lessons like that where students have come back to me and said that, oh, now I bring my calculator to the grocery store. And I was in the grocery store for an hour and a half because I wanted to make sure I got like the right cereal that was the cheapest. So that's really awesome.
I've noticed that more and more stores can deliberately confuse the unit pricing.
Yeah, for sure.
Right there.
Yeah. So looking at that stuff and having like examples of it can be a really fun activity.